might need a block or two today if you want to use them. I've got a couple which I might use, but I mean, I'm not going to go into them deeply, but if you do want to grab a block, you can. And then we're going to sit today to start. So just in Sukhasana. So when you're ready, you can just make your way in. Again, you could sit on a block if you like. And if Sukhasana is not a suitable position for you, then you can just sit in any other suitable position. I might just sit like this, just for argument's sake, but please sit in Sukhasana if you like. Just need to do one more thing. Okay, so just sitting in a comfortable position, we're going to start with a mudra today, classes on mudras. So we're going to take, first of all, just your left hand, if you just place it palm down into your lap somewhere, so somewhere that will kind of rest comfortably. And then with your right hand, you're going to create this mudra, because it's called Agni Mudra, and it's a mudra for energy, basically. So you're going to bend in through all of your fingers, so you just bend them all in, so like you were creating a fist, and then use the base of your thumb just to hold them, and then your thumb sticks up, so you've got like a fist with your thumb up, and then you just place that just into the palm of your hand. And then when you get there, maybe just start to lift your shoulders, release your spine a little, lift through the crown of your head, or lower your chin and close your eyes, whatever feels right to you. And then we'll start the practice just by taking a big inhale through your nose. So try and fill up as much as you can. And then exhale through your mouth. Again, try and see if you can empty all of the air out. We'll do that again. So inhale, so just filling up, up, up. And then exhale, just let it all go. When you come to the end of the exhale, we're just going to close your lips gently and then start to breathe in and out through your nose. Just bringing an awareness to your breath, an awareness to the mudra that you've created. So Agni Mudra is a mudra for creating energy. So each of our fingers, according to Indian tradition, represents a powerful element. So our thumbs represent fire, so that's where we're getting kind of the energy essence from it. And then as we move on, our first finger is air, and then moving on, earth, ether, and then water. And the combination of the elements with different elements either increases or decreases the element, whatever you're trying to do. They all represent different attributes, different things that we want to either increase or decrease. And they can help us with meditation, with pranayama, just our general focus. So the mudras are kind of related to the chakras that we did, which were the spinning wheels which move energy through our body. So the mudras channel energy through our hands. When you're ready, we'll just release the hands, and you might want to move your fingers a little bit. So we're going to do a few exercises for our hands and our wrists. So if you just bring your hands together, and we're just going to press. So if you spread your fingers, it's a little bit like our Anjali Mudra, but we're going to spread our fingers and then just gently press each element towards the other one on the other hand. So fire to fire, air to air, earth to earth, ether to ether, and water to water. So just a gentle pressing together. And as you do that, just increase the pressure. So you're just stretching the fingers out just a little bit. When you're ready, we'll bring the hands back together. So back into our Anjali Mudra. So just towards your chest. Without moving the arms here, we're just going to take our hands and press over towards the right. So we're stretching out the wrists on the right side. So Just a gentle pressure all the way across towards that right side. And again, you might get far, you might not. Try and keep your arms still. As you inhale, just come back into the center, and then we'll just go the other way. So just pressing over, see how it feels in your wrists. Well done. We'll make our way back to the middle. So this time you're going to take your left hand, just take hold of your right wrist. And then we're going to create a fist with your right hand. And then we're just going to start to just circle round. So just in one direction. And when you're ready, just move the other way. Just see how your wrist feels. If there's any pain at all, and just be aware of it. And then we'll change and do the other side. So again, taking your right hand, just clenching your left fist. And make the clenching or any of the mudras gentle. So it's like our yoga asana. Change direction. There is a strength, but there's also a softness in it. So it's not all kind of grippy. Okay, when you're ready, we'll come back to the center. So a little bit through the side body. So stretch the arms out. We'll take our right hand down and then just reaching up and over through your left fingertip. Just a little stretch. When you're working today, really see if you can stretch your fingers. So trying to get that energy moving through our body so the hands are not just kind of hanging at the end of our arms. Inhale to the center, and then we'll just go the other way. Again, that little stretch. Just reaching up, stretching through your fingers. Come back into the center. If you want to, you can change the cross of your legs now. So if you're sitting in Sukhasana, just change the cross of your spine and stay there. We'll reach the arms out again. This time we'll take your right arm just over towards your left shoulder. And then we'll cross over at the elbows. So just a little gentle cross. So see if you can stack the elbows on top of one another. And then start to maybe lift the arms up a little bit. Again, just see how it feels as you lift them up. When you're ready, release them down. Now this time, we'll take the hands and we're going to take them behind your back. So just take them behind your back and see if you can grab opposite elbows. Okay, we'll open up through the arms again. So this time we'll take your left arm just over towards your right shoulder. And then just cross over the other way again. See if you can stack your elbows. Sometimes it's easier on one side, so your shoulders are a bit more flexible. And then maybe start to lift up. When you're ready, we'll release. So we'll take the hands behind the back again. See if you can change the grip so it's the other elbow. You might not be able to remember. I don't think I can, but just opening up through your chest a little bit. If you can grab your elbows. And then slowly release from there. Again, if you feel quite comfortable, just sit where you are. You could come into Virasana now if you want to. We're going to do Anuloma Viloma, which is our alternate nostril breathing. So if you want to change your seated position, you can. If you want to sit in a block, so in Virasana, you could sit on the block just in the middle between your legs, whatever feels comfortable to you. So we're going to create a mudra with your right hand, first of all. So this is Vishnu Mudra. And we're just going to take that right hand palm up again. I'm going to do my right hand as well. And then we're just going to bend in through your pointer finger and your index finger. So the first two fingers of your hand bend in. And they just place towards the kind of the end bit of your thumb as well. So it holds in place by your thumb. And then your thumb is free and your ring finger is free. And we use these to occlude or close the nostrils. So we'll start just by inhaling and exhaling. You can take your hand a bit closer towards your face in preparation. You can close your eyes or keep them open. Now on your next inhale, take an inhale in and then move your hand closer towards your face. Close off your right nostril and exhale through your left. And then inhale through your left. Close off the left nostril. Exhale through the right. And inhale through the right. When you're ready, close off the right. Exhale through the left. And inhale through the left. And then just continue with that, changing each time. So our Nadi Shodhana, or our Anuloma Viloma, is an alternate nostril breathing, and it allows us to kind of reset our breathing. Sometimes our brain kind of tries to breathe just through one side of our nostril, although we're not really that aware of it. And so it can sometimes upset our energy a little bit. So we're just trying to come into a balanced breath. We'll do one more round of these, so just take your time. You want to finish off on the left side. So just take your time till you come round towards the left again. And as you come towards the left, we finished with an exhale. And then when you are finished, whenever that is, you can just release your hands and just come into a normal breath in and out through your nose. Well done. So we're going to move into all fours now. So just take your time making your way forwards. Come into your hands and your knees. So spreading your hands. And again, taking particular care today to actually use our hands. So our hands, if you remember from our bandhas, are actually bandhas as well. So not only are they for our mudras and energy and all the rest of it, they also create locks as well. So spread your fingers, try and use all of them. Knees underneath your hips. And then as you inhale, we'll just come into our cat and cow. So just drop your belly, start to pull forwards through your chest. And then on your exhale, just rounding in through the upper back and shoulders. Just do that again, so just at your own time. So again, start to move through your spine. Just warming it gently up. Okay, we'll do one more of these. So when you're ready, come back in towards the center. So draw your belly button towards your spine. From here, take an inhale. We're going to extend the right leg behind you, so just stretch it out. Now, as you exhale here, we're going to draw your knee in, but we're not going to round your back. We're going to keep the head looking up towards the top of your mat. Now, we're going to move quite quickly here, so we're going to push away and in, away and in. So really quite light, quite free with the leg. We're not trying to kind of tense our muscles or do anything. We're just moving it out and in. Again, we're not rounding the back. Do two more. And then holding that leg behind you, bend your knee, flex your foot. Now this time a teeny, tiny little pulse. So we're going to push our foot up towards the ceiling. Good. Tightening this time through your glutes, so warming up through your glutes. Excellent. Take one more breath. And then extend the leg behind you again. Now this time we're going to tap from side to side. So if you move your leg over, we're going to tap over towards the left. And then we're going to tap over towards the right. So it's just tap and tap. So again, quite a big movement if you can, side to side, but not intense in terms of muscle. We're just kind of mobilizing and moving side to side a lot. Okay, very nice. Okay, when you're ready, extend your right leg behind you. Now this time we're going to take the inside of your right foot just towards the ground. If you want to kickstand your left foot out a little bit more, you can. It'll give you a little bit more stability. And then if you can, we're going to lift and open through your right arm. So just stretching it up towards the ceiling. Just breathing deeply. Now you can stay there. If you want a little bit more, you can push through your right foot and see if you can hover your left knee up off the ground. And you do not have to. Okay, when you're ready, slowly release your left knee down. Take your right hand to the ground. Tuck your toes under on your right leg and press back, downward facing dog. Just pressing back into that down dog. Again, when you get into down dog, maybe start to pedal your feet out a little bit. So you could bend into one knee and then the other one. Just whatever feels right to you. Again, pay particular attention to what your hands are doing. Spread your hands. Make sure the weight is balanced, not just through your hand, so the palm of your hand, but through all of the finger joints as well. Use them. Take one more inhale. When you're ready, lift your heels up. And then lower your knees back down towards the ground. So coming back into the all fours, start to move through our cat and cow again. So inhale, drop your belly and pull forwards. And exhale, rounding in. And just moving and breathing, finding your breath again. When you're ready, make your way back in towards the centre. So again, from there, we're going to extend through your left leg. So just extend it behind you. Maybe your foot is level with your hip if you can. And then exhale, draw the knee in towards your chest. So keep looking forwards, keep the belly pulled down, and then move it faster. So it's out and in, out and in. So just a smooth, really flowing movement. Okay, very nice. Let's do a couple more. And then holding the leg out, bend your knee, flex your foot, and teeny tiny little presses now. So squeezing a little bit into your glutes, just warming up to the lower hip. Good. Okay, when you're ready, extend your leg behind you. So again, we're going to move side to side. So when you're ready, just tapping over and over. So as far over to the right and as far over to the left, without you moving your body, and keep looking up towards the top of your mat. Yeah, very nice. Okay, let's do one more of these. When you're ready, extending that left leg behind you, so on the inside of your left foot. So from there, again, maybe kickstand your right foot out or just start to open up through that left arm. And you can stay here if you'd like, or push down through that right foot and left foot and lift your right knee up. Again, just see how it feels. Well done. Slowly release the knee down. Release the hand down. Tuck the toes under on the left leg and press back downward facing. There's quite a lot of down dogs today. If you don't want to do down dog, you can always move to child's pose. So you'll have about 5 breaths each time you come here. So you could always come back into child's pose and then move up into down dog when you need to, or if you want to even. Now, from here, we're going to step your right foot up towards the top of your mat. So again, you can do it from all fours or you can do it from that down dog position. So stepping that right foot through, hands on blocks if you'd like, or hands towards the ground. My blocks today. So again, as you're doing that, you might want to slide your left leg back a little bit. You don't have to. So the belly's lifted, the chest is lifted. And then from there, if you can, lift up. So your hands are either going to come onto your knees or your thigh, or if you can manage, reach both arms up. I'm just going to keep my hands here today, but again, you just work where it feels best to you. Try and let the hips drop down a little bit. Try and keep the belly pulling in. Okay, very nice. Okay, let's take one more inhale. We'll release the hands all the way back down. And then from there, if you can, just tuck your toes under on that back leg and lift your back knee off the ground. Again, you don't have to, but keep pulling your chest forward. Keep lifting the belly. Good. Take one more inhale. And then from there, we're going to step back into a plank position. So if your back knee is down, you might want to tuck your toes and lift them up. Step back into plank. And then we're going to lower down. So just bend your knees, lower yourself all the way down towards the mat. So as you come in, keep your hands underneath your shoulders. As you inhale here, we're just going to lift up to a little cobra. So draw your shoulders back, lifting up through your chest. And then when you're ready, slowly release back down again. Try and keep really light on your hands as you do it. So we'll do that again. So inhale, start to lift up through your chest. Good. And exhale, lowering down. So we'll do one more of these. This time we'll see if we can stay up for a little bit longer. So when you're ready, just inhale to come up. So keep the chest a little bit lifted. Keep the hands really light. You're breathing deeply. Okay, let's take one more inhale. And then when you're ready, slowly release yourself all the way back down. And when you get down, we're going to stretch out through your shoulders a little bit. So if you stretch your arms out, so they're kind of like a T shape, so along the ground, there you go. And then we're going to keep your right arm long, so it's going to stay in this long position. And then bend your left arm in, so it kind of comes towards your face. Now we're using that to roll ourselves over onto our right side. So if you push through your arm, you can just gently roll over onto your right side. And when you get there, you might just stay there. If you want a little bit more, you can always lift your left leg up and take it behind you. Or you could reach up with your left hand and you can keep it there, or you could reach behind you with that left hand as well. But all options. And using that left hand as much as you need to keep the weight off your shoulder as well as on it. Okay, let's take one more inhale. When you're ready, we're going to slowly release. So maybe if you've got your leg behind you, bring it in line with the other one and lift up through your left arm. Take it in front of your face and press yourself onto your belly again. So we'll make our way back up. So we're going to push up onto your knees and then we're going to tuck your toes and lift your hips, downward facing dog. So just moving back into that down dog position again. And again, when you get there, any little movements, pay particular attention to your hands. See if you can push up out of them now. Lift up through your shoulders and transfer the weight all the way up to your hips and down your legs. Again, please feel free to take a child's pose at any point. Okay, when you're ready, we'll lift the heels and lower your knees, or you can step forward with your left leg and come in to that lunge again. So again, you just choose if you want to just step it through or you want to come down first. And then from there, we're just in this low lunge first. So sort it out with your legs and your hands. And then if you want to lift your chest, just lift it up. So hands onto your knees, or maybe reaching up through your arms. Again, just see how it feels. Feels better to keep the hands down and keep them down. Breathing deeply, let the hips drop. Let's take one more inhale. When you're ready, release your hands all the way back down towards the ground. So this time we'll tuck the toes under, and if you want to lift your back knee off the ground, then do that. And just see how that feels. So back knee down or back knee lifted. Try and keep the chest pulling forwards, belly pulling in. Very, very nice. So if you have your back knee down, you might want to lift it up. We're going to step back to plank again. So just stepping back into that plank position, lowering your knees, bend your elbows, lower yourself all the way down to the ground. So again, as you get there, we're going to come up into that cobra. So again, draw your chest forwards, light on the hands, lift up a little. Good, and then exhale, slowly release. So do that again, start to work with your breath again. So lifting up on the exhale and lower down. Okay, this time we'll lift up and hold up. So just bringing yourself into that cobra position. Keep your hands really light. Good. Press the toes down. And then slowly release all the way back down. Well done. Okay, so we're going to come in for that shoulder stretch on the other side. So again, that T shape with your arms. We'll keep the left arm straight and we'll bend in through your right hand. So just bring it in front of your face again. And then just use that to just gently roll yourself over towards the left. And as you get there, maybe picking up your top leg, taking it behind you, maybe lifting up through your right hand and reaching it behind you. Either reach it straight up or take it behind, it's up to you. Whatever feels right. You can always keep it on the ground as well. And you can roll more over onto the shoulder or less weight, which will change the sensation. Okay. We'll take one more inhale. So we'll start to move the leg forwards again if you've got behind you. Move your right hand so it's in front of your face, and then gently roll yourself back over onto your front. So as you come onto your front, hands underneath the shoulders. So you can either push to all fours here. If you want a bit more of a challenge, you could tuck your toes, push to plank, and then push back to down dog. So it's really up to you, whatever feels right to you, then come into that. Again, remember, there's loads of down dogs today. You might want to take a child's pose, and you can take that. And the 5 breaths that you get when they're there, they're yours. So you can do whatever you want. Okay, We're going to take one more inhale. So again, we're going to step forwards again. So with your right leg, step up towards the top of your mat. So as you come up this time, you can choose to lower your back knee down. You can have your back knee on the ground, or you can tuck your toes and come to high lunge. You don't have to tuck your toes, do you? I would, but you don't. So you can come to high lunge and then maybe reach your arms up. Now we're going to do Garadasana arms here. So again, make sure you feel pretty stable. So reach your arms out to the side. When you're ready, we'll take your right arm underneath your left. So just bringing it under. Again, you might just take your shoulders like we did before, or maybe you cross the arms, maybe you take the hands so that they touch the back of the hands or the front of the hands, whatever you can. Maybe start to lift your elbows up a little bit. Good. But just work where you can. Breathing deeply. Okay, let's take one more inhale. So we'll slowly unravel the arms. Take another big reach up with them, just for one breath. And then release your hands back down towards the ground. When you get there, we'll step back, downward facing dog. And you could move into child's pose if you like. If you're fed up with the down dog, just whatever feels right. Still paying attention with your hands. Okay, we'll just take one more inhale here. When you're ready, we'll do the same thing. So with that left leg, so just step it up towards the top of your mat. Again, you can stay here, lower your right knee down, or maybe lift up into that high crescent lunge position, whatever feels right to you. And then again, we'll come into Garadasana. So we'll stretch the arms out. So left arm underneath the right this time. Grab your shoulders, back of the hands, front of the hands. A little squeeze. Maybe lift your elbows a tiny bit. Move your wrists out in line with your elbows. Okay, let's take one more inhale. Okay, when you're ready, release your arms. Take a big reach up. And then take the hands back down towards the ground. And step back, downward facing dog. Okay. When you're ready, we are going to, we'll come up towards the top of your mat. So we're going to do a little bit of a balance now. So you can walk your feet towards your hands, or your hands to your feet, whatever you like. You can fold forwards when you get to the top. So just take a little forward fold. Just allowing everything to kind of hang down a little bit. Bend your knees. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to roll and rise up. So just take your time, just drawing your belly in, rolling yourself all the way up towards the top. Good. So when you're ready, we're going to come in and do Garadasana. So you can either choose to do the legs only, arms only, or both of them together. If you'd like to use a block here, then just grab one and just move it to the outside of your right foot. Is where you want it. So we'll stand on your right leg first. Okay, so placing your block down, separate your feet, maybe hip distance, bend your knees and move your weight over towards the right foot a little bit more. And then with the belly pulled in, we'll lift the left foot up. So you're just going to cross the left thigh over the right thigh. So you might do that and keep the foot lifted, or maybe you rest the foot down on towards the block. If you want a little bit more, remember you can always take that left foot and take it around the back of your right calf. But just work with what feels right to you. And then maybe just bring the hands towards the center of your chest. And you can just focus your gaze. Start to move in with your breath again. So you can stay here with this Angela Mudra if you want to, or stretch your arms out to the sides. And then this time we'll take the left arm underneath the right. Grab your shoulders, take that little bind again. Maybe start to lift the arms up. And as you lift the arms, maybe you start to bend into your knees a little bit. So maybe you bend into that right leg. Keep the elbows lifted. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, we're going to slowly unravel. So try and control the movement. So maybe do your arms and then do your legs. Bring your feet together and your hands together. And maybe just closing your eyes just for a moment. In our Anjali Mudra, just maybe pressing your thumbs towards the center of your heart. Okay, let's try the other side. So again, maybe moving that block if you're using it just to the outside of your left foot. Separate your feet. Bend your knees a little. Then drawing the belly and take the weight more onto the left and wrap the right leg over the top. Again, keeping it free, placing it on the block, maybe taking your right foot and hooking it behind the back of your left calf. Just whatever feels right. Bringing the hands in. Start to steady your gaze with a soft focus. So we're not pinpointing our gaze. Try and make your gaze, if it's kind of, you're seeing everything. Everything and nothing. Okay, if you want to add the arms, we'll stretch them out to the side. So again, we'll take the right underneath the left. Take your time coming in. Find the spot that feels right and try and stay there. Your mind, with your breath, with your gaze. Okay, when you're ready, again with control, start to release it. Maybe bringing your feet and your hands together. Close your eyes. Okay, release the hands, we'll open the eyes. So we are going to come in and do some standing postures. So again, just work where you can with them and use the blocks if you need to. If you are going to use the blocks, which you might need to, a little forward fold, we are going to take them up towards the top of your mat, just so that you've kind of got them handy for when we come into it. So when you're ready, we'll just come into it and we'll just use a little sun salve just to step back to down dog. If you want to take a flow there, then you're more than welcome to do that. So we'll start at the top of your mat. We'll take your feet maybe hip distance apart or keep them close together. And then lengthen your legs and release your shoulders. So as you inhale, we'll reach up with the arms. On the exhale, just folding forwards towards your legs. So taking your time as you come down. As you inhale, start to lengthen. So stretch your spine forwards a little bit. And then as you exhale, we'll fold back in, but take your hands down. And you can either step to plank and take a flow, or just step back to downward facing dog. So whatever suits you and feels right to you. And taking a breath or two there, just steadying yourself in that down dog. So we're going to step your right foot up towards the top of your mat. You're coming into warrior two as you come in. So just step it up, turning on the heel of your back leg. So just coming up into that warrior two position. Again, adjusting your feet, maybe taking your arms out, just focusing your gaze along that front hand. Bending into your front knee. See if you can open your hips up a little bit more. Try and keep the weight as balanced as you can between your feet. And we're going to do a little movement of energy. We're going to use your hands to do it. So when you're ready, on an inhale, we're going to bring the hands together. So we pull them in towards the center of your heart. So coming into kind of that namaste position. And then as you exhale, we're going to push it away again. So sending it back out. The work as slowly as you can. So think kind of Tai Chi here. Okay, so really slowly. So as you inhale, just pull it all in towards the center. Imagine the energy actually weighs something and it's quite hard, and then push it away again. So pressing that energy all the way out, extending through your fingertips. Good. Let's do that one more time. So take your own time, just using your own breath. Pull it back and towards the center. And then send it away. Now, staying in this warrior two position, we are going to come in and take a little bind. So looking along your front hand, with your left hand, if you can, just take it behind your back. And you might just lay it on your back, your low back. Maybe you can grab your hip or your thigh even. If you've got really long arms, you might be able to. So use that to draw your shoulder back. Now we're going to come into a bind, half bind version of triangle. So we're going to keep that arm there and straighten through your front leg. Push your left hip away and then lengthen over that right leg. So coming down just the way you can. You won't be able to go as far with the half bind version, but don't try to. Try to use it to pull your shoulder back maybe a little bit, to open up your chest maybe a little bit, and to lengthen through the bottom side waist. Good, very nice. So we're all got that feeling of kind of leaning back against the wall. And then if you want to, you can release your left hand, reach it up. So try and align it with the bottom one and see if that changes the feeling of it in any way. Good. Just breathing deeply. Try and keep your head supported, so we're not just letting the head drop down, but support it through the muscles of your neck. And breathing deeply into the posture. Good. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. We're going to come up, so draw your belly in, lift yourself back up again. And when you get there, just release your hands. Now, the next one you might need your block for, so we're coming in for a little forward fold rather than these side folds we've been doing. So we're going to step your back foot in quite a bit, turn the toes of your left foot. So you've got both legs straight, and we're leading up towards that top leg. Now, you might not come anywhere near the floor, so don't worry about it. You're going to lift your belly and your chest, hands to your hips, and then just start to move forward with a straight spine. So we want to lengthen forwards. And that might be enough for you, just coming forwards with that straight spine. If you do have blocks and you want to come down to the blocks, then use them in front of you and just make your way down toward blocks with your hands. If you want to come down to the floor, then you can also do that. But you just work where it feels best to you. Onto the blocks or onto your hips, hands on your hips might be fine. Now, the next little move is completely and entirely optional, so you don't have to do it at all. But if you wanted to, you could turn this into a twisted triangle. So you would keep your left hand on one of your blocks or on the ground, right hand to your right hip, or maybe reach and open to your right fingertips. But again, if that doesn't feel right to you, then don't bother doing it. The left hand down, right arm reaching. Good. Up towards the ceiling, so we're opening up towards the right side, so it's a twist. Good. And again, you could keep your right hand on your hip, not stay long. When you're ready, slowly release. So when you come down again, wherever you are, we're going to rise back up. So draw your belly in, lift yourself back up, and then just re-bend your front leg. Just a little bend into it. Good. And then when you're ready, you can release your hands down towards the ground. And you come into a lunge position first, and then step back, downward facing dog. Again, you could move to child's pose. You can do whatever feels best to you. Maybe taking a deep inhale through your nose, maybe just letting everything go. So we are just going to move in. We're going to try that on the other side. So when you're ready, you can step forwards with your left leg this time. So again, just up towards the top of your mat, making your way into that warrior two position on that other side. So as you come into it, we'll bend through your leg, we'll open up through your arms, feel along your front hand. Just breathing deeply. Good. Again, start to feel the hips opening a little bit. Start to feel the shoulders drawing back a little bit. Opening up through your chest, but gazing along that front hand. Find your breath again. And then if you'd like to, you can move through it with that little kriya. So when you're ready, on an inhale, start to pull the hands in. So drawing that energy all the way in to the center of your heart. And on the exhale, start to follow it with your eyes as you move it back out. And moving slowly, moving with your breath. Good. Okay, let's do one more of these. So just taking your time, moving and breathing. Very nice. And settle your gaze along your left hand. So when you're ready, we'll come in for a half-bound version of Warrior Two. So just taking your right hand behind your back, maybe grabbing hold of your hip if you can, your lower back, your t-shirt, whatever you want to. Draw the right shoulder back, draw the left shoulder away. Keep the legs the same. And then coming in for triangle. So if you do need to hop your feet in a little bit more for triangle, you can. You don't have to have them as wide as this. But straightening through your left leg, push your way through your right hip. Lengthen over the leg first, and then slowly release down. And keep that half bound, even just for a breath or two, just to get that feeling of drawing the top shoulder back, drawing your hip back. Good, breathing deeply. And remember, you can take a slight bend in your front knee if you feel that it kind of prevents you from going down, then maybe you need to just bend into it a little bit. Good. Okay, if you'd like to, you can then stretch up through that right arm. So just aligning it with that bottom arm. So the shoulders kind of come into alignment. Good, so not too far forward or back, and maybe look up towards it, just whatever feels right for your neck. Breathing deeply. Well done, very nice. Okay, we'll start to come up. So draw your belly in, lift yourself back up again. Release your arms when you get to the top. And then from there, we're going to come into that Parasuttanasana. So we're going to start to fold forward. So you might want to hop your back foot in more, probably. Turn your back toes in, straightening both legs. You might want to move your left foot out to the side a bit to give you even more space there. And then with the shoulders and hips forward, hands on your hips, lift your belly and your chest, and start to lengthen forwards through your spine. So with that nice straight back as you come into it. Good, well done. And again, if you want to use blocks, you want to come down to blocks, then grab them. If you want to come down towards the ground, then do that. If you want to keep your hands on your hips equally so, then do that. Lengthening forwards through your spine. Scissoring the legs together, so try not to let the hips drop out. Now, if you would like to, you can again come in for this little twisted triangle. Okay, so when we're here, our right hand will stay on the block or onto the ground, and the left hand is going to go either onto your left hip or start to use that to draw your chest round to the left. The hips stay pretty level and even here as we do that. Good. Just breathing deeply. Well done. Okay, we'll not stay long. When you're ready, you release your hands back down again. And then from there, we'll start to move up. So draw your belly in, lift yourself back up. And when you get to the top, re-bend your front leg. As you do that, you can release your hands down towards the mat and then come into that lunge position. Good. As you do that, you can step back for your final downward facing dog. So just take your time. Again, breathing deeply. Well done. Okay, from there, we'll just lower the knees down towards the ground now, so you can just take your time, and we will actually move into a child's pose. So you can make it wide if you like, so widening your knees, push your hips back, you can stretch your arms out, release yourself down, breathing. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly come back up. We're going to come in and do Ustrasana today as our back bend. If you want to, you can grab some blocks here and you can use them. You don't necessarily have to. You don't even have to come back in Ustrasana if you don't want to. So you just work where you can. So we'll come up to high kneeling position. If you separate your knees so they're kind of hip distance apart, and then see if you can also just tilt your pelvis a little bit. So we draw the belly in and we tilt the pelvis so we're not arching through your spine. So we're going to move the hands onto either your low back or your hips. And if you want to, you can tuck your toes, you don't have to. Now from there, all you need to do is just take your shoulder blades together at the back and open your chest. And that might be enough for you. You could just simply stay here, chin either tucked or released. If you want to move back a little bit, then just gently move back. If you want to go further back, then you can move your hands down your legs or maybe move your hands back towards your heels. Obviously, I'm going to do neither of these things today, but if you would like to, then please do it. But just taking care, listening to your body, breathing deeply. You can just see how it feels just to open the chest. That's all we're trying to do. Okay, when you're ready, we'll slowly release. So in a careful, caring manner, release it. And then if you can, we're going to sit back into Virasana again. So if you feel that you don't want to do Virasana, just swing your legs round towards the front. And again, you could use a block. Sometimes feels quite nice too. As we come into Virasana, just to rest there, we're going to do one more mudra here, so our final mudra. And this one is called Bhu. It's BHU, and it's a grounding mudra. So if you take both of your hands, palm up again, this time if you bend into your pinky and your ring finger, and then use the base of your thumb again to kind of hold them in place, and then curl your thumb in as well. So the only fingers that are out are your two peace fingers. Okay, so the pinky finger and the ring finger bend in, and then the thumb closes over the top of them, and it's the two peace fingers. And then from there, we're just going to place them just onto your knees or your legs. And the idea is that this is a grounding posture, and and it helps us. You can either touch the ground with them, but my arms are not long enough, or point them towards the ground. And it just helps us with feelings of grounding. If you feel kind of out of sorts, fidgety, can't really settle at anything, then maybe just sitting for a few moments with this grounding mudra might help. We'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, you can slowly release. Maybe move your fingers a little bit. And as we're here, we're just going to take a little twist. Quite nice to do a twist after a back bend. So we're just going to take your left hand just onto your right thigh somewhere. And then you can take your right hand. You can either just place it on the floor behind you on a block, or if you can, take it all the way around your back and maybe see if you can grab hold of your hip and then use that to draw yourself round towards that right side. When you're ready, slowly back towards the center. So we're just going to go the other way. So again, taking your right hand just on your left thigh somewhere, using your left hand behind you, or maybe all the way around through your back to the other hip. Just turn around towards the left. Okay, when you're ready, slowly back towards the center. So we're going to come in for a wide leg forward fold now. So when you're ready, we'll take the legs out in front of us, stretch them out. So you can keep your legs bent or you can straighten your legs, really up to you. Just see how all of that feels for you. And then when you're ready on an inhale, we're just going to reach up with the arms On the exhale, we're going to fold forwards. Now, again, saying fold forwards, maybe keep your chest lifted, and maybe on the inhale, lift your chest a little bit more. And then maybe on the exhale, you could move in a little bit. So just walking your hands forwards. You could do that a couple of times. So inhale, lifting forwards to your chest. Excuse me, exhale, folding in. You can try that one more time. And then once you've done that a few times, maybe then just simply let everything relax a little. See if you can soften through your shoulders, through your head and your neck. And even areas that are not really involved in the stretch, see if you can soften them a little bit. Maybe you're tensing your jaw. When you're ready, we'll slowly start to move up. So take your time just moving out of it, easing out of it. And we're going to keep our legs pretty wide. You can narrow them a little bit if you'd like. We're going to come in for a side bending version of Janushirasana. So keeping your right leg straight, we'll bend the left leg in. So just towards the inner thigh somewhere. You can always use a block here if you feel that your leg's high. You can just support it. And then we're going to turn towards the right leg a little. If you take your right hand, you can either lay it on the inside of your right leg, or you could put it onto your right leg, or if you can reach, you could place it onto your right foot, just wherever it feels right. So it's side stretching. So we're going to lift up through the left arm. We're going to stretch up and over. And then again, if you feel you can't quite reach the foot or the leg, maybe if this arm's just hanging there, you could just work on your stretching out your fingers, or you could take it behind the back of your head. And then as you inhale, you open the chest a little bit. So we're turning the chest towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, we're moving towards that leg a little bit more. Again, just see how it feels. If it doesn't feel right to you to do that, you can just definitely hold still. On the inhale, we open the chest. On the exhale, moving towards the leg. And again, we'll do that once more, and then you can just simply hold still. Just breathing into it without continuing to move through it. So it's good to move through the stretches because our body kind of adjusts a little bit as we move in, but then it's also good to stay still and just absorb the sensations. Okay, when you're ready, we'll move back up, take your time, and then we'll change legs. Again, just moving in to the other side. So turn your body towards the left side, maybe flex your foot a little. Take your left hand, so just the inside of the leg on top of the leg, or maybe towards your ankle or your foot. And then reaching just up and over through that right hand. As you do that, make sure the chest is not dropping in too much. So hand just reaching, maybe it goes over to the foot, or maybe you take your hand by the back of your head again. So opening the chest up towards the ceiling on the inhale, and on the exhale, moving the elbow closer towards that leg. And just see how it feels. Ease into it. Using your long, slow breaths. And then maybe just find a sense of stillness. When you're ready, slowly release. So come back up again. Releasing your legs, so just out towards the front. Maybe give them a little shake. We are going to make our way down onto your mat now. So if you want to, we're going to do a little bridge, and you could do it like more restorative with your block. But if you want to do it just by yourself, then do that as well. So as you come onto your back, bend your knees. Have your feet hip distance apart and either pressing through your feet so you've got enough room to place your block underneath and then rest back down onto the block. You want a bit more restorative, or just keep pressing the hips up towards the sky just until you get to the point that feels nice. And then just again, just holding there, breathing into the shape. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. When you're ready, again, if you've got the block, just push through your hip heels and lift your hips and then release yourself down. So when you come down, we'll just take a little twist. So stretch your arms out, drop your knees over towards one side, turning your head to the other side. When you're ready, inhale back into the center, and we'll just take it the other way. So just take your time moving your legs and turning your head. When you're ready, move back in. So you can draw your knees in if you'd like and make any final little movements. We are going to move into Shavasana next. So if you want to put any socks or jumpers on, please do. And we'll just make our way in. Maybe just begin just by taking a deep inhale. Hold it for a moment if you can. And then just let it go. And continue to just breathe deeply in and out through your nose. Let your mind become aware of your feet. Feel the soft golden glow begin to enter your feet. Let it fill your feet with warmth and relaxation. Let your feet just fall where they naturally want to. Just let them go. Now feel that soft golden light begin to move up into your ankles. Feel your ankles become warm and relaxed. Let the muscles in your ankles relax. Just let go. And now feel that soft golden glow begin to move up into your calves and your shins. Feel your calves as they sink more deeply into the mat beneath you. Let the muscles on the top of the shins relax. Feel them just let go. And now, feel that soft golden light move into your knees. Let the warmth fill your knees. Let your kneecaps relax. Feel the back of your knees relax. Feel the muscles around your knees relax. Just let them go. Feel the warmth beginning to move up into your thighs. Let the big muscles of your thighs relax. Let the warmth drip down from the top of your thighs and ease into the back of your thighs. Feel the back of your thighs just sinking into the mat beneath you. Just let them go. And now, let that warm golden light move into your hips and your lower belly. With each breath you take, feel that golden glow becoming larger, warmer, more relaxed. Let the back of the hips release down. Start to feel that warm golden glow moving up through your spine, melting each vertebrae of your back towards the mat. Feel it move into your chest and expand as you breathe. Feel that glow moving down through the arms to the fingers. Just let them go. Start to feel that warm golden glow moving up through your neck, releasing your jaw, your teeth, your tongue. Let your cheeks relax. Relax your eyes and that little space between your eyebrows. Soften your forehead and the crown of your head. Just let them go. When you're ready, we'll take a deep inhale. So just through your nose. And then just sigh it out your mouth. We'll do that again. So just deeply inhale. And then let it go. Start to move a little bit. So just through your fingers, through your toes. If you want to stretch your arms over your head, bring that full stretch all the way through your body. And then when you're ready, if you bring your arms back over, starting to bend your knees and move a little bit. And roll over onto your side if you like. And then when you're ready, we'll just start to make our way up. Just taking your time, moving in your own way. Just finding a comfortable seat when you're ready. We'll bring the palms of your hands together. So in our final mudra, our Anjali mudra, just leaving a little gap this time, just to signify an openness in your heart. So thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed the mudra practice that we did. Namaste. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Well done. I'll stop that recording.